Annette, Matilda,
I motion to start the roll call.
Motion. Sorry. Annette, second to start roll call.
okay, thank you. So Matilda, I have you as making a motion, and second by Annette, to call the meeting to order at 6:28. All in favor? Say aye.
Hi,
Aye,
Matilda.
Annette.
Aye.
Aye.
Okay, I'm sorry. If you guys could put yourself on mute, please. Thank you. Thank you, Annette. Thank you, Matilda. 3 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain. Motion carried. Okay, Deborah's here, myself from Kaibito, Annette Lucia, Matilda for the page representative. And we'll proceed to approval of agenda.
Deborah, what about the moment of silence?
Thank you. Let's proceed with a moment of silence. Okay, thank you for observing. I need a motion for the approval of the agenda.
This is Matilda. I motion to approve the agenda.
Thank you, Matilda. I'll second.
Aye, Annette. Second.
Okay, I'll let you second that. Thank you. All in favor? Aye, Deborah.
Hi, Matilda.
Aye, Annette.
Thank you. 3 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain. Motion carried. We'll proceed to the approval of previous meeting minutes.
Hi, Matilda. Motion to approve the previous meeting minutes.
Aye, Annette. Second.
Okay, thank you, ladies. All those in favor?
Hi, Matilda.
Aye,
Aye,
Annette.
Deborah. Okay, 3 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain. Motion carried. Public comments, since this is a Zoom meeting, we are going to not be taking comments at this time. Comments must be submitted to IEC 24 hours in advance of the scheduled meeting at comments@pageud.org. Please reference IEC. This would be 5:30 p.m. Tuesday before the meeting. Most of our meetings are held on Wednesday. We'll go ahead and proceed with reports. And if we could start with Yvonne.
Okay. Good evening, everyone. As far as updates on JOM, we received a letter from Eleanor Thomas, the program manager with Navajo Nation, in regards to the fiscal year of 2019 through 2021, which is the 2-year grant. Just referencing contract numbers, we will need to make sure that with this year's contract that the account number references K20 and then the account number. So she had mentioned that, sent us a memorandum, and had also reminded JOM about the annual report, which was due September 30th. That has since been submitted, and they have that going. And then there is also a one-time proposal that they are referencing in regards to the money, the $39,000 that's left over from the 2019-2020 contract year. So it appears that we will need to do another one-time project for that amount. Now, this one is different from the one-time proposal from in February. So this would be the $39,000 that was left over in the last grant, in the last contract year. So we will need to make a couple visits with, I believe, Jeannie Wood, to see where we can, where to best use this money. And then I would need to submit another mini grant to them. So that is what they are proposing that we do. That is the update from Eleanor Thomas. And as far as tribal consultation coming up, I believe I received an email from Andy Nez. I believe that's on Tuesday, and it will be a Zoom meeting. I'm not too sure yet whether I will be attending, but Mr. Nez has been emailing Eloise, and I have been receiving her emails. So we've only discussed it in very small detail when I was meeting with Mr. Wallen this week sometime. So apparently the travel consultation is scheduled for Tuesday at 11 o'clock a.m. And they will review any up-to-date information related to all title programs, the programs and services provided to Navajo students, the current status of the return to school plan, mitigating COVID at the school and district, discussion on how the Navajo Nation and Doty can support our efforts. So that will be, again, like I said, Tuesday at 11 a.m. next week. I believe that is everything that I need to relay to you as far as JOM. As far as CI, I am trying to, I have done some shopping for quite a few families. Student support has been helping in that regard, sending families my way. I'm also just extending out, going and calling and scheduling with the current students that I have now. Not too many have left the district, maybe two. They've gone on to other platforms. So they're not technically, that constitutes them as not being part of PUSD. So I'm kind of holding out for them to see how they are by December before I try to remove them. But at this point, I've just been spending and shopping as much as I can with these students. There has been a small increase to the amount that I have been doing with Walmart, just because Stage is no longer here. So with the business office's help, they're able to help me with a little bit of clothing from Walmart, whereas before it was a little bit difficult to shop at Walmart for anything over I remember Eloise just trying to keep them at $50 or $75 to cover hygiene. So I have tried to, depending on the student, give them as much as 150 just to get at least some pants and some undergarments and things of that sort. So it's been going pretty well so far. As I said, I am just trying to get as many students out shopping. It's been working pretty good so far as the communication with the parents and getting the letters and submitting those. And so that's the report.
Thank you, Yvonne. I actually have a, if you could inform those who are on our meeting that this will be the last year for CI. Am I correct?
That is correct. Before Eloise left, she had made a call to them we were starting to move forward with what we needed to do with the students, and she had mentioned to them that retirement was coming soon. And so when that happened, they have built a rapport with Eloise, and they just they just cannot, they owe her a lot of gratitude for the amount of students that she was able to service over the years that she's had this program, which is something that she begged Jim Walker to bring to Page Unified. So this is a volunteer program. It is, she's always told that to me, and when I first came on, that it would be volunteer, and that it's a resource for these students. Otherwise, she was able to also use this, reach out to them and ask them for additional help, additional resources when it came to other things that students needed and situations that their families were in. So because of that, this Children Incorporated are headquartered in Richmond, Virginia, and they only service children that are on the reservation. They up until Paige came around, and Eloise begged and begged and begged for them to bring it out to Paige. And so they finally did that. And now that Eloise is retiring, or because of her retirement, they had then said to her that, well, maybe it's time to phase back out and become more compliant with the way that their program is run. So they want to revert back to that, and they want to, I know that it was a good run for Page Unified, and since she was no longer going to be here, they felt that they didn't, that they wanted to just leave it on good terms. So so that's the reason behind it. They do want me to continue to use up the rest of the funds that are in there right now, and so that's where I'm at with that.
Okay, thank you, Yvonne. Annette, Matilda, do you guys have any questions for Yvonne?
No, I don't have any questions. This is Matilda.
No. This is Annette. No, I don't have any.
Okay, all right, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Yvonne, for your report. We're gonna go ahead and do reports by the Indian Education Committee members. I'll go ahead and start. Our chapter meeting isn't until Friday, so I don't have anything at this time to report.
Deb, could you get me that information, the agenda and the call-in information? Could you send that my way if you do get it? Okay, thank you.
If I do get it, I'll go ahead and send it. Sometimes they don't have it till the day of it.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Annette or Matilda?
I don't have any updates. This is Matilda.
Okay, thank you, Matilda.
This is Annette. So our meeting was, or the chapter meeting in the Chi'i was October 12th. Originally, I thought it was scheduled at 9 a.m., but it wasn't until 4 p.m. So I wasn't able to listen to the entire meeting, but I listened for a little bit. Let me see. What did they have? Let's see. They had the week before they had a food distribution that took place at the chapter house. Dennis Osi did a report on, he was running for at-large representative at the Richfield Dormitory. Let's see, what else? They got a new chapter manager. Her name is Andrea Daw. I think she just started, I want to say that day. Let's see. New chapter administrator who I believe, the new chapter manager is Andrea Daw. New administrative assistant is Lionel Sosi. The new, does that sound right? Chapter specialist, Joanne Catrone. Let's see. And then as far as resolutions, they did submit a they're gonna I think a resolution to support the local canyons here in town. They want to see if they could get those the canyons to reopen up before next year. So they voted to send a supporting resolution to I guess the president. What else was there? Trying to read, sorry. And then just updates from chapter officials. Next chapter meeting is November 9th at 4 p.m. I didn't hear whether that was going to be another outside meeting there at the chapter house, and I think they did they do Zoom, or I think it is also a Zoom meeting, I can't remember. Anyways, that's basically it.
Okay, thank you, Annette. Let's go ahead and proceed to report by Carlos and Peggy Manygoats. And from my understanding, they submitted a written report.
Yes, they did.
So
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
if you could go ahead and just read it. I don't have a
Okay.
copy. Thank
Sure.
you.
So this is, we're going to try something a little different, and by way of the Navajo language instructors. So I asked for a report that they could share with you. And so unfortunately, Carlos has a class that he teaches at Coconina Community College. So that's where he's at right now. And then Miss Minnie Goats had a prior commitment. I did, that is my fault because I did let them know like 2 days ago that this would be happening. So anyways, so let's go with Carlos's. So his program overview that he wrote up is that Navajo language learners are intended to relearn the Navajo language and apply the learned concepts to English to make learning relevant. Page High School Navajo language class are preparing Navajo language learners to smoothly transition and progress into the next high school Navajo language courses, Navajo 3 or 4 or college level courses. The Navajo language and government classes at the high school level are structured for students who are already speak English but will be immersed in the Navajo language following a one-way immersion methodology. In combination with learning the Navajo language, the students will also be immersed with cultural enrichment, which promotes academic motivation and support in meeting academic responsibilities. Therefore, the smooth transition and progress will better prepare students through building self-awareness and self-confidence to exceed required academic standards, cross-cultural communication, future leadership readiness, high expectations in the global society, and reinforcing Navajo elders' perceptions on a lifetime of learning about life, values, practice, and principles. The accomplishments for the program in regards to his curriculum, he states, our Navajo language and government curriculum mapping is continuously in the process of consistent revision and about 90% complete. This includes building pacing guides, standards, unpacking, and building assessments to inform both state and Navajo Nation guidelines and to improve school attainment levels. Our current Navajo Language 2 and Navajo government classes are both part of a dual enrollment program through Navajo Technical University. We are hoping to build more dual enrollment programs, possibly with other colleges in the near future. These two major improvements in programs are specifically targeting and preparing our Page High School students to become college ready, career ready, and successful in a global society. His evaluations, aside from utilizing formative assessments below, he gives the grades. You will find results from an annual summative assessments, which are based off of the final end of terms exams. So his method of curriculum alignment with regards to Arizona State World and Navajo and Native language standards, Arizona history and social science standards, Navajo Nation language standards, and Navajo history and government standards informs our summative assessments. So our students continue to maintain a grade average across 3 years as listed below and continue to increase overall by 16% towards a higher percentage. So for letter grades A, he has 46.8%, letter grades B, 22.6%, letter grade C, 15%, D's, 12.8%, and F's, 1.3%. So the challenge is for the community to be the shutdown of page generating station has decreased the Navajo language government student population by 21%. Classroom challenges, the impact of COVID-19 pushed students to become full-time online or in-person student, which is hybrid. Positive, the most students that I've had in one class are 6 students, and the least is 2. Out of 7 classes with an overall average class size of 20. Students feel relieved to be back in class. There's too many distractions at home, unable to concentrate at home, the poor internet service at home, personal family problems at home. So he has 108 students that have not stepped back into class yet. 50 students continue to struggle because they have poor internet connection issues, no internet. their lack of participation, no participation, too many distractions at home, loud households, TV, radio playing, talking, etc., crowded homes, games and social media instead of being engaged, and non-supportive parents or relatives. As a teacher, he feels he's struggling to keep students accountable because they are not required to have their cameras on. Some are non-verbally responsive, and he's also learned that some parents are not looking at education as a priority. He feels he's not given enough time to work in the class. He's taken a break after work. He used to take a break after work and come back in till at 8, which helped him in the past, or even coming in on the weekends to grade, to plan, and to prepare. Right now, it's cutting into personal and family time and constantly taking work home, but the fact that he travels back and forth, he does not have internet at the place that he currently resides at. His workload has tripled since the hybrid method. Most everything was taught verbally through physical response, in class hands-on learning, and in class teacher assisting students in case they need help. And now all his work has to be redeveloped, reformatted, and finally uploaded. So and also the cleaning and of the transitioning to the next class is a lot for them. But that's Mr. Begay's report. Miss Minnie Goats. She does the beginning Navajo at middle school and high school Navajo 1. Her classes are doing all right. It's hard to post Navajo worksheets on Google Docs since it doesn't recognize Navajo font. I've had to download the Navajo font extension, and even that is taking time to type into the Google Docs for the assignments, and it freezes the screen and I have to reopen it. So I have to export and do PDF the Navajo worksheets in order to post it. It's another step just to post assignments. I am working hard on having the students pronounce the Navajo words through virtual learning, and it's difficult due to some internet connections are not working, and sometimes it kicks the student off the connection or their microphone. So I have them go through chat just to talk to them. I'm using online coloring for Navajo art, Flipgrid, Padlet, and cleaning supplies are provided by the school, and having students back in class and disinfecting the desk after each student that uses it. That was the report. Any questions?
That was a lot. That was a lot of information.
Yes.
I have a question about the students that are taking the Navajo classes. Their laptops that they were issued from the school, were they or have they been installed with like the Navajo keyboard? Is that something that would make it easier for them?
To my knowledge, I don't think that there is anything installed on the Chromebooks. That's probably a Brian question. I can find out for you.
Yvonne, if you could look into the Salina bookstore over in Utah, southern Utah, and see if they have any type of program software that could help accommodate Carlos and Peggy in regards to the being able to type out. Because I know with our Navajo teacher here at Kaibito, she has the hardest time trying to do the same thing, and she just ends up writing everything because it just messes up the whole font and it comes out with a bunch of wingdings on it. So if you could go ahead and look into that for Carlos and Peggy. See if there's
I'm not sure. I think it's just a Google issue. Google and the Navajo font just don't work together, is my understanding. I know that Winslow is also having the same issue. with the Navajo classes.
So even if they did get that installed, they still wouldn't be able to use it, right?
Oh, that's right, because the student, the Google Classroom.
Everything is, yes.
Mhm.
All right. Well, thank you, Annette or Matilda. Did you guys have any more questions?
I don't have any questions.
Okay. We'll go ahead and thank you, Yvonne, for reading the report from Carlos and Peggy. We'll go
Sure.
ahead.
One, just letting you know that he might just show up on here. So if you guys do have questions, you can ask him. All right.
All right, thank you.
Mhm.
We'll go ahead and proceed to new business. Line item 1, September 2020 budget invoice. If I can get a motion to approve the budget.
I motion to approve the budget.
I second that.
All right, all those in favor say aye. Aye, Deborah.
I, Matilda.
I, Annette.
Okay, thank you. 3 in favor, 0 opposed, 0 abstain. Motion carried. We'll go ahead and proceed with the JOM Needs Assessment. So normally we used to do our needs assessments at any type of school function, parent-teacher conferences, programs that would be put on and funded through IEC, or just programs in general that the schools would put on for the students. This year, it's a bit more tedious. So I've been looking around and going on the internet looking for some suggestions on how we should do this needs assessment. One of the ideas that we came up with was to utilize the students' email accounts and email them needs assessments. And they can also incorporate their family into it. Or we could even do the students who are there at the school also. Either way, ladies, we just need to get this needs assessment out. If you guys have any other ideas on how about you want to do this, I'm all ears. Annette, Matilda?
I
If
think,
we send it out, if we send it out via email, do we have that capability? Or do we need to have somebody, I don't know, Yvonne, can you send that? Or do you have a source that can get you email addresses to get those to the students?
Yeah, actually, I did bring that up to Lynn and Mr. Wallen. So they did let me know that there is a way to send it to the students. I guess there's through Google, I could reference each year, I guess class year, so they could get that document. I just want to run it by Abraham Rodriguez. He seems to be a whiz at these kind of things, doing surveys and stuff. So I created one before, but that was just something, it was the first time that I did that. And we've used that the last 2 years. But I just would feel better if I gave that to maybe get with Abraham and we can tackle that together and get that, of course, sent out I just wanted it to be on the agenda so that you get the okay, that we get the okay, and that we go and the go ahead to do that.
Is that a Survey Monkey link?
Yes.
Okay, I think that is a good idea. I like that idea. I don't know what you guys think, Deborah, Matilda.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Do we have to make a motion to give the okay for that, or how does that go on this?
I would prefer that you were able to present it first, Yvonne. If you could go ahead and get with Abraham on it and see what you can come up with, and then come back in the next meeting and we can go ahead and discuss it a little further before
Okay,
we make.
so you want me to get with Abraham and create the link? And
Yeah.
then, okay.
Also, if you could run it by, I don't know if that is a breach of protocol for students' privacy. If they're okay with it. I'm not quite sure. I don't want to send out surveys if they're. Would it be from the school or would it be from JOM?
To the students?
Yes.
That's a good question. I've never done that before, so I'm assuming we would just,
Yeah.
it's one entity, so.
If you could a little bit more information, I would feel more comfortable before we made a motion on that.
Okay.
But I do like the idea about the Survey Monkey. I know we've brought that up before. Annette, Matilda, do you have any more questions?
No. I'm good.
But if it is a breach of protocol, for the students, the only other way we'd probably go about it would probably just post it online with a link, correct?
Yeah, I would assume we could do that already.
Yeah.
Imagine, and then it would, in that case, it would be strictly from JOM.
Yeah.
If we create our own link. And I mean, that's typically what we do when we do the papers. The paper version is ourselves being out.
We go out and we reach out to everybody.
And that would cover the responsibilities of the needs assessment portion. So maybe if
could they create the link and then just give us the information and we can just attach it to our Facebook page or anything like that and put the link into there so people can connect to it?
Yeah, that's a good possibility. We can also do that.
That way it doesn't have to wait till the next meeting also.
Yeah, we can do that. Annette, would you like to do that?
Yeah, I'm good with that. I totally agree. The quicker we get these out, the quicker we get them back.
Okay. So I don't think we need to make an emotion on the Jlm Needs Assessment since it's already formatted. And the only thing we'd be doing is just creating a link and sending it out to parents.
Okay.
We're not making any changes to the needs assessment, correct?
No, I thought we couldn't do that.
Okay, so I would feel more comfortable if we just looked into that a little bit more before we made a motion. So, but I do like the idea. If anything, we can come back again.
Okay.
And do you feel comfortable if I move on to the JOM fund requests?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. We're going to go ahead and proceed to the JOM fund requests. And we'll go ahead and start with, let's see, Mr. Rangel. And you can go ahead and proceed with just introducing yourself and explaining what the fund request is for, Mr. Rangel.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm Sam Rangel. I'm the welding teacher at Page High School. This is my second year there. And my request is to be able to get students protective equipment so that way we can work out in the shop. Due to CDC guidelines, no student is allowed to share any equipment. And now, how we're getting around, needing individual welders is because they'll have their own individual PPE, so they won't actually be touching, the equipment. They'll be, their hands will be in gloves. So I'm asking for enough for 65 students that are planning on being in person to each get a welding helmet along with some extra lenses, so that way they can use it for multiple purposes, not just welding, but also thermal cutting, and jackets, gloves, safety glasses, things of that nature. So that's why I'm making this request.
Thank you, Mr. Engel. So ladies, in the packet that you received in your email prior our meeting, we are to review the information that was sent in, and the only thing that I can see that needs to be reviewed is the shipping and handling fees. And I had one question about the passive welding helmets. I noticed in your cart, the item availability is temporarily unavailable.
Yeah, I can look into that a little bit more because that was just like a suggestion on that. And as far as shipping and handling goes, order this size, it comes with free shipping. So
Oh, wonderful. Okay.
I can look up this helmet right now and just see if maybe it is back in stock. And just give me 1 second.
Yvonne, I have a question for you. So because it says temporarily unavailable, and if it's not available to purchase and the amount that he's requesting, I don't believe we can do that. We're giving him money that's not, if I'm trying to, let me see if I can make sense here.
In the past, I've had some fund requests that were submitted, and by the time I tried to input the purchase rec, there was something that was not available at that point. So I would just reach out to the individual, and they would come up with an alternative, or I would go to another site. Granted, the price might be different, but what I would do is I would have to abide by the amount that you all give him.
Approved for. Okay. Matilda or Annette, do you have any questions for Mr. Rangel?
I do. So in your the passive helmet, on there it also says 10 lens shades. Is that the same thing as the faceplate?
So the 10 lens shade is a shade level of 10, and that's what they generally recommend you use for whenever you're stick welding or wire feed welding. And then on the request I also have for where is it, shade 5 lenses. So what the students would have to do is they'd have to change out the shade 10 for the shade 5. When they wanted to oxyfuel cut or plasma cut, they would use the shade 5, and actual welding would be shade 10. Now there are helmets that it would all do that electronically, but those are significantly more expensive.
Okay, so the second item on your list, the faceplate, that's the shade 5 you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. Makes sense. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Matilda, do you have any questions?
No, I don't.
So the total cost, including shipping and taxes, is $5,458.07. And it's a supplement. They have a supplemented fund of $100, so that comes out to $5,358.07. And it would come out from parental costs. And if you refer back to your budget in your parental costs in line 520, we have $3,700. So if we do approve for the full amount of the $5,358.07, we're going to have to do a budget transfer from one line item to our 520. So I would presume we could take it out of 210 to cover the expenses for line item 520, because we have from the anatomy class $846.60, and from the strings class we have Yvonne, what's the amount for the strings class?
I found these in the anatomy class $846.60 folder.
Siri. Yvonne?
I have 445.
Okay. So 445. Okay, so it's the same amount.
Okay, so do we need to do a line
Yes.
item adjustment before this?
Yes, so that we can cover the expenses, a line item budget transfer, because right now we only have 3,700 in the parental costs, because these all come, when you look at the item,
3,700.
yeah, these could all be under parental costs.
Okay, so do we want to, and you said let's do the transfer from line item to the next before we decide what we're doing here.
Okay, that's fine.
And you said from line item,
We can
you
take
said
it,
line item 210, right?
yeah, we can take it from 210.
That's the IEC mileage and stipends, right?
Uh-huh. Because
Okay.
the activities is going to be the Heritage Month. And, or no, that's consultant fees. Technically, we could take it from consultant expenses also. Consultant expense from 502. So either 502, but preferably let's go ahead and do 210. If you wanted to cover the expenses.
Okay.
Okay.
Do we have
Go for
a
it.
set dollar amount that we want to start with, or do we want to?
What was the amount you said that it came out to?
Sorry, my calculator's not fast enough. I'm gonna say roughly 6,500.
Okay. We have 3,700.
So I motion to transfer $6,500 from line item 210 into line item 520.
Okay, and I'll second that motion. All those in favor? Say
Aye,
aye.
Aye, Annette.
Aye. And 0 opposed. And 0 abstained. Motion carried.
Okay, and then back to the fund requests. I, Annette, motion to approve $5,458 and, oh, I'm sorry, correction, $5,358.07 from line item 520.
I'm Mathilda, second.
Okay. Sorry, ladies. I'm trying to do all the notes at the same time. Unfortunately, Genevieve still isn't able to get on the call. All those in favor say aye. Aye, Deborah.
Aye, Annette.
I'm Mathilda.
Thank you. So, Mr. Rangel, your fund request has been approved for the amount requested from JOM at $5,358.07 with the supplemental funds that's required on your behalf, which is in the amount of $100. And you can go ahead and work with that with Yvonne. If Yvonne has any more information that's needed from you, she'll go ahead and contact you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No, thank you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for being an educator. Thank you for having the patience to teach welding. It's a lot. And so we do have one request. All purchases that are made under the JOM fund, that a sticker is, and I'm pretty sure we're working on that with Yvonne right now. So it'll be property of JOM and it'll be needed on the equipment that's purchased.
Okay.
And if you could get pictures so we can post it so parents can see where the funds are going, that would be great. And
Yes,
that's about-
absolutely.
and thank you for taking the time to join us on our meeting today. We understand everybody has a personal life after work hours. So thank you very much for taking the time to do this.
Thank you. I appreciate you guys having me, and yeah, thank you very much.
Yeah, have a good evening, Mr. Rangel.
Thanks, you as well.
We're going to go ahead and proceed to Erin Lively from PHS Anatomy class. So if you want to go ahead and introduce yourself and just give us a brief update.
Hello, everybody. I'm Erin Lively, and I teach, I'm a science teacher at the high school. One of the courses I teach currently is a dual enrollment anatomy physiology. It is Bio 160 in the Arizona college system. So the students have the option to, if they pass the class with a C or better, and pay the $80 they receive 4 college credits for it. I'm requesting miniature skeletons, clay, and clay working tools for them to build systems in clay. Research shows that the kinesthetic movements and the visual that it creates helps the learning and the retention. It also lets them see the anatomy part so that the physiology is better understood when we're talking about stuff inside the body. So I am requesting enough for each class to hopefully second semester. I'm holding off on all the systems we could build with the clay until second semester to see what COVID does. But each student should be able to get their own half of a skeleton. And build the body systems. We do muscles. Well, it helps with bones, obviously, because it's skeleton, but then they can build muscles, the immune system with the thyroid and stuff, digestive, urinary. So multiple body systems can be built with this clay and the tools involved. And there are online resources to help with the teaching of it.
I have one question. So you said they're half life size?
No, they're not half life size. Well, they say on the
Well,
thing that they say they're half life size, but they're like 35 centimeters, so, or 35 inches. So I guess approximately, yeah, I guess they are close to half life size. They're about 3 feet.
Okay, well, I'm sorry, maybe I didn't hear you correctly. Did you say that they would only get a half size? I thought I heard you say they would get like a half size or half portion, or is
No.
there a full portion or full size?
Sorry, yes, no, each student could have half a skeleton. So with masks as a mitigator, at some point, I'm hoping we're, not at the 6 foot rule. I'm looking ahead to the future, of course, but then each student could build on, they'd have their own half of a skeleton, anatomically split down the center of the body. So one student could build on the right side of the skeleton, and another student could build on the left side of the skeleton.
Would it be more beneficial if each student had their own?
In the world of COVID, yes. I couldn't find a site that had that many available at a reasonable price. Even Amazon is very limited. I think I have 12 on the request, and ultimately I'm going to need more than that, but that's all that's available. Sorry, in Amazon. So it's a work in progress to be able to find these skeletons that are anatomically correct, have movable joints, because that's having movable joints is key for building ligaments and tendons and cartilage and seeing the insertion points.
This would be so cool to have. I wish we had this in high school. I'm just thinking of safety reasons and thinking that it might be more beneficial for students to have their own instead of having to share, because I know if they'll be 6 feet, I'm hoping, apart. If you could perhaps, would you just be able to double the amount? Would you think that would cover the cost if you were to double the amount that you requested?
What I probably need to do is research outside of Amazon for skeletons. Maybe find a bulk supplier, but I'm more than happy to do that.
Yeah, we would. Annette, Matilda, do you have any questions or any thoughts to this also that you'd like to add on?
I am on the same boat as Deborah. I really think we should probably get more. Maybe we can approve this tonight and then you can,
Come back
do you
again.
think we should, yeah, come back again with another request?
If not, press, yeah, we can do that.
Okay, I will do some more research on some bulk sales of the skeletons and see what I can come up with, and then I'll resubmit the cart, the request, financial request.
Okay. Deborah, make a motion to approve for the amount of $740.60 from line item 312.
Annette, second that motion. I'm sorry.
You're okay, Annette. Okay, thank you. All those in favor say aye. Aye, Deborah.
Aye, Annette.
And Mathilda.
Okay, thank you. Miss Lively, if you could just go along with what I had mentioned to Mr. Rangel also. I know that you probably won't be able to put stickers on these models. So if there's a way you could, wherever you put it possibly, just put a sticker on top or underneath that these are property of JOM for students.
Go underneath on the base.
Oh yeah, okay, that would be perfect. And if you could take pictures and send those to Yvonne, that way we can post them and we can show also parents and community members where the fund requests, where their funds are going.
Awesome. So the amount that I put in for tonight is approved, and then I just come back with more skeletons. Is that what you're saying?
We've approved the amount requested, which was $746.60 with a supplemental fund of $100 on your part. And you'll come back again if you could in November, and we'll go ahead and do another fund request. You'll just have to submit that to Yvonne prior to the meeting so it can be reviewed, and also by your building principal.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, everybody.
No, thank you. Thank you for being there for your students, and thank you for acknowledging that education is a lot better with hands-on experience. So I do know that Native American students do work a lot better with hands-on projects. So thank you. Thank you so much for doing all you're doing, and have a wonderful evening. Thank you. We'll go ahead and move on to Miss Hessie with Middle School Orchestra.
Good evening. Yes, I am Miss Hessie, the orchestra teacher. So I'm here requesting some funds for our middle school orchestra program. So we are requesting some new books or some additional books for our orchestra program for our beginning classes. It's called the Essential Elements for Strings books. It's essentially a method, or it's essentially a textbook. It's called a method book, and the students work through it learning music throughout the year. So our goal is to provide an orchestra textbook for each student in the orchestra program. And our objective is to purchase 35 violin books and 10 viola books, and that would cover.
Yeah. Can you hear? Are you back on?
Getting.
Sorry,
can you guys hear me?
We can hear you, Miss
sorry.
No, you're good.
Okay. Okay, perfect. So 35 violin books and 10 viola books would provide enough books for our program this year. The reason that we need more books this year is that usually in my beginning classes, we have students learning violin, viola, cello, and bass. But due to the COVID restrictions, we can't really have students playing bass because they always share the school bass. And then also we do not really have cellos for the lower levels as either, because in years past, we always share the bigger instruments. There's usually 2 students per cello. So we're having to put all of them on violin and viola, mostly on violin. And so we just don't have the books in our library to cover that. So yeah, we're asking for 45 extra textbooks total for this string program to provide books for our Strings 1 class. So one of my sections of Strings 1 has 38 students and the other has 25 students. And also my Strings 2 class uses the same level book. They're using that for review right now. And so we're just kind of spread thin as far as those books go. So that's my request.
Okay, thank you, Ms. Hessie. 1 second, we're having some technical difficulties with one of our members. Yvonne, were you able to get a hold of Annette on the phone call?
Yeah, Annette?
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay,
Can you hear
great.
me?
Okay, we can proceed with our meeting. Yes, we can hear you, Annette. Thank you, Yvonne.
Okay.
We have to keep a quorum of 3 in order to keep continuing. So Annette is on the phone call with Yvonne, so she can go ahead and continue. Ms. Hessie, I'd like to go ahead and approve your request for the amount of $445.
And
This is
From,
Matilda. I'll second that motion.
thank you, Matilda. From line item,
okay.
I guess we could do either one from 520 or from 312. We could do 520 because it would run under parental costs.
Books, is that, wouldn't that be instructional supplies?
Yeah. I'm just thinking of the line item budget. We just transferred all the money into the other line item. But we can do it. We can do instructional supplies. We can do 312. We'll do it from 312.
I
So
say let's keep it instructional supplies.
okay, so I make a motion to approve the $445 with a supplemental fund of $50 on your behalf that's required from line item 312 to purchase class workbooks for the middle school orchestra. All those in favor say aye. Aye, Deborah.
Oh, Deborah, hold on. When you did your motion, you said $445.
Yes.
Is it, and it's not, so it's not 450?
No, so Yvonne sent out a more updated version of the fund request. And
Oh, okay. I saw it, but I didn't pull it up, sorry.
No. Thank you for catching that. I should have explained. So Yvonne did send out a version request. So the new amount would be $445. Yvonne, am I correct on that?
It'll be 445.05.
Okay, 445.05. So the $445.05 from line item 312 with the required supplemental funds of $50 from on your behalf for the class workbooks for the middle school.
It'll be supplemental of 57.85.
How much is the supplemental?
57.85.
Okay. I approve and for the amount for $445, I make a motion to approve for the amount of $445.05 from line item 312 with supplemental fund request for $57.85 on your behalf for class workbooks from the middle school orchestra for the middle school orchestra. Second by Matilda, 3 in favor, no opposed, and zero abstained. I'm sorry. My brain is ready to shut down. So Ms. Hessie, you're very familiar with our how we process. If you have any questions, you can call Yvonne. We look forward to seeing you, hopefully in November.
Yes.
And we would love to hear from you again. I do encourage
Perfect.
music.
Okay.
I really encourage music for students. So anything we can do to help you. And thank you for
So-
taking the time.
Perfect. Well, thank you guys again.
Deborah, did you guys vote?
We did.
Okay.
Matilda and Annette. All those, and we'll do just again, all those in favor, say aye. Aye, Deborah.
Hi, Annette.
Hi, Mathilda.
Okay, thank you, ladies. Thank you, Ms. Hessie. Have a good evening. Thank you for being here.
Guys, thank you so much. Yes, you too. As always, thank you so much. And we'll see you soon.
Yes, we'll see you. Have a good evening.
You too.
And we are going to go ahead and proceed to JOM site monitoring of Navajo language instructors. So I had already discussed with Yvonne that my children are taking Miss Manygoats is Navajo class for freshmen and for 6th grade. And that's how I'm doing my monitoring. If one of you or possibly Genevieve would like to go in, or if you guys could monitor Mr. Begay or Peggy during one of their classes, that would be highly recommended.
When is the monitoring needed to be done by?
Well, the monitoring needs to be, from my understanding, a discussion I had with Yvonne, has to be in person and would need to go on campus and monitor them other in the classroom.
Is there a certain time or date we need to do it by though?
Just
I think before the end of the year, meaning before the end of the school year.
Oh, okay.
I am just double checking. Let me find out really fast here.
Okay.
But yeah, I think it needs to be so by maybe December.
By December.
A correction, yeah, by December at least.
The end of December or the end of the semester in December?
The end of December. So I'm assuming it would have to be, yeah, the end of the semester in December because students go all the way till the mid-December.
Yeah.
And then we'll need to do another one for the spring.
Okay. I'll take a look at my calendar. I'm actually busy all the way through the mid-November right now with work, and I'm gone like before 8 a.m. in the morning and not back until about 6 o'clock in the evening.
Oh wow.
So I'll see if I can squeeze it in, and I will let you know, Yvonne, or maybe send me some dates that is it Carlos, right? We need to monitor Carlos.
Yes.
Send me
Yeah.
dates that would work for him, and I'll see if I can squeeze it in, and I can come in.
Okay, sure.
Besides work, I got to find a babysitter as well too.
Okay, yeah, we'll try to do the online, to do it virtually. I think when talking to Mr. Wallen, I guess the school board members do also do monitoring, and they just said it would be a quick thing for you. I don't know. I mean, I guess it's a privacy issue, I believe. It might be with it being a virtual, and if you were to be in there monitoring, that way it's kind of hard. So the preference would be to do a in person, but I do have his schedule. I will email that out to you, and you can take a look and see what we can do.
All right then.
All right, thanks. I lost Annette again, by the way. So let me give her another call. Hold on just a second.
Well, we need her to end our meeting. Yeah, the internet is just horrible. I
Okay,
literally,
Yeah, my internet's shot.
She's back on now.
I had to go and manually turn off everything, all our electronics, just so that I could have the Zoom meeting. Okay, so Matilda, thank you. Thank you for doing that. If you could get with Yvonne and schedule in a date. Annette, would you be able to possibly at some point between now and to the end of this?
Hold on. Lost her again. I'm not sure what happened. She dropped the call. Annette?
Can you hear me?
Okay. All right, she's back on.
Okay, Annette, if at some point between now and the end of this current semester, December, if you could find a possible time when you can go and monitor Carlos in one of his periods, classroom periods, it would be on campus. So
Okay. I can do it as long as it's probably going to be on a Friday because I work Monday to Thursday, 6 to 4:30.
okay, well, just get with Yvonne on that and see when you can schedule in a day time. What
Okay.
works best.
And how many hours do we need to do, or a class, one class?
Yeah, just one class.
Just one class. Okay. Yeah, I can do that.
Sounds good.
Okay, I will go ahead and go to job description. The coordinator of native language and cultural programs. And I printed it. I don't know where I put it. From my understanding, it's already been submitted to the board. Am I correct? Yvonne?
Yes.
Okay.
They have already approved it.
Okay. Well, we don't make any motions on it to approve it.
No.
So we're just going to go ahead and.
I have a question.
Oh, go ahead.
What is the last day for submitting an application for that?
That's a good question.
Hold on just a second. Let me see if I have.
And I'm assuming it's up on the website now?
I believe it's posted, yes.
Okay.
I haven't taken a look. I know Mr. Wallen gave me a time frame. Let me see what I have here.
Mr. Wallen, would you like to go ahead and, if you could give us the answer to that question Annette had?
I have, if Mr. Wallen's, I'm not sure if he's there still or not, but says he is, but so I have, oh no, I lost Annette again. Hold on. Crazy.
Yeah, this is just. Oh my goodness, it's almost
Okay.
9 o'clock. My
Got a net back on.
Sorry.
All right, so advertising the position. Oh no, lost her again.
Yvonne, I'm back online.
Oh, good. Okay, awesome. So November 2nd, they'll review the applications. I think he said they'll advertise the position October 14th if approved. November 2nd would be the review of applications. November 9th through the 13th, anticipate interviews. And then November 18th, recommendation to superintendent. December 8th would be the approval and hiring by the board.
so it's
So
it'll advertised for 2 weeks.
yeah, it appears that's what I have. October 14th, reviewing applications, November 2nd. I don't know if that's changed, but that was the last time he said anything to me about it.
Two weeks. Okay. Possibly bring this up with the school board at their next meeting, because I honestly don't think 2 weeks is long enough. Unless we already have applicants.
Well, I think it's the holidays too, you know, we have all those holidays in there in between. So I don't know. I'm thinking it'll be the end of October here shortly, and then November, then we've got, you know, Thanksgiving. So I am not sure. That's my take on it. But yeah.
Okay. Nat, Matilda, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions right now.
Are any of our people like from our department or Indian Education Committee, are they going to be part of the interview panel?
Yes, they that would be the next item on the agenda, but they do want you guys to select two people that will be on the committee, as well as myself, Mr. Begay, and I believe they wanted at least 5 or 7, and it's in my notes, but he did want that many on there. So I'm not sure. I think they were looking for one more person, but Sharon Watson was expressing some interest, but I don't know, she was also, interested in being on the committee, but she had also wondered about applying herself too. So I'm not sure where she's at with that.
Okay. Any more questions, ladies?
No, not me. Nothing.
Okay. I have a question, but I think it's a question for the school board, so I'll just have to figure out when. We can go ahead and move on to selection to interview committee for coordinator of native language and cultural programs, which we probably could have just combined. I didn't read that thoroughly the first time. So Matilda and Annette, would either one of you guys like to be on the panel for the interview process?
I would like to be, yes.
Okay. And Yvonne, if I remember right, you said 2, right?
I'm sorry, what was the question?
you said that there was to be 2 IEC members on the interview panel.
Yes, yes, that was his, he had mentioned 2 IEC members. So I just need some names to forward.
Okay. Matilda, would you like to? If not, I can go ahead and be the second.
So that panel would be the week of the 9th of November, correct?
That part I'm not too sure yet.
What would they have to
Well, yeah,
participate
the
in?
interview is, I'm sorry, you're right. November 9th through the 13th that was the date that they gave me. So I don't know if it's changed since then, but.
Oh, okay. Well, I
It's-
mean, if they have to participate that week, I'm actually scheduled for that week to be out and about for my field work. So I won't be available that week.
Okay. I would just need at least a week's notice in advance. That way, if I have to take time off from work, I can go ahead and be on that panel list if it's during the day. And unfortunately, Genevieve's not here.
Yeah.
So I guess you could just add me and Annette, myself and Annette for that
Okay.
interview.
I'll forward that to them.
And if you could just go ahead and let them know that we thank them for involving us in the interview process.
Okay.
And if we are done with new business, we have no unfinished business that I'm aware of. And our announcements, October 27th, Governing Board Study Session at 5 p.m.
Quick question, Deborah.
I'll go ahead.
With the November Heritage Month presenters, were we supposed to discuss that also?
Yes, thank you. How did I? I think I just went right. It's almost my bedtime. I'm an hour ahead. Okay. November Heritage Month presenters. Do we have any of them on the call, Yvonne? I don't think we do.
We did. I don't know if she's still on. Navarina Beauchesne was that one person. I don't think, Navarina, are you still there?
I don't see her. I do see the Heritage Month committee meeting minutes that they provided.
Yes, and then I believe, if you just give me a second, I need to see if, I believe Lino sent me something. Let me look, hold on just a second. Okay, so in addition to, let's just, with the presenter list that was in the packet, it looks like he's got Allie Newland. They're looking at having her, she was a former student, Page Unified School District. I believe she's a 2016 graduate, because I know her because she was a friend of my daughter's. So it looks like she'll be doing the welcome message and singing of the national anthem. Timothy Benally, Penn State senior, 25 and under scholarship recipient, and a Unity member. He did send me his bio, which I will forward to you unless you want me to read that, but and another one of the presenters they're looking at getting is Tomas Hunt and the Tribe of Young Feathers. Possibly 15 to 20 minute presentation and entertainment. MC the video and possibly put it together. So that's what they're looking at him to do. And then Jared Canty, I believe that's how you say his name, to perform a song and maybe a dance. Joseph Sikoti to perform a song and maybe a dance. Eli Sikoti Sr. to tell traditional stories to the students. PHS Navajo Culture Club, they're hoping to get Mr. Bigay's club to sing a couple of songs for the cultural presentation. As I said, and then Talaba Bigay to sing a couple of songs and do a brief message of hope. Filipino teachers of Page Unified School District, original Filipino music and dance video, arts and craft, cooking, demonstration, and I believe that's what they have. That's what he just sent me. So in addition to all the other tentative list, I guess is what we'll do.
Okay.
Any
We're
questions on
still
it?
in. No, I don't have any questions. I leave it into the hands of the professionals who are organizing. It's a big task to do for November. I guess I do have one question, that they're still aware of the budget they have from JOM
Yes.
pertaining to fees and the budget for the prizes for students. And then that they also need to make a fund request. Are they aware of that?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll see.
So I guess you just need to approve their tentative list or of their presenters. And
I have a question.
yes.
Annette, you're on mute. Annette, did we lose her again? I see that she's there, and she's still on mute, but I don't know what her question is. So Yvonne, when you said that we have to approve their list of presenters, are you including the budget that we had already gave them?
No, we don't normally approve the budget. It's just the presenters, because I think in the past, I remember at one time when there was presenters on the list, and since you all are part of the community, there were some presenters that some of the community members felt that should not be presenting because of whatever their issue was. Because I guess I can't remember what the problem was, but I remember that someone had made it that knew about something with the presenter, and they felt that they shouldn't be presenting to a school district with children. So that brought up the reason why we do the presenters to be approved.
I see. In the comments, if you look at it, Navarina, I hope I'm pronouncing her name right.
Okay, I see where she's.
Yeah, she doesn't have the option to unmute.
Let me see if I guess I can't do anything on my end. Brian, are you able to unmute Navarina? I can see Brian in there. I'm not sure, but she's in the chat. So, yes, we did. Okay.
So from my understanding, the presenters that you just mentioned are all former students. I'm not familiar with them, just the two individuals who dance and is it Shalaba? So I'm okay with the presenters. Matilda, Annette, are you guys okay with the presenters?
I'm okay with them.
Okay, unfortunately, we can't make a motion unless we have Annette. Annette, are you still with us?
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Okay. Yeah, I'm totally good with the list. My only question is, we don't have dollar amounts, right? For each, are we paying these presenters?
Yeah, we have a set amount that we give to presenters for consultant fees, which is $5,000. And as you know, we're a supplemental program. So the district
Hello?
matches.
Can you guys hear me? They did give me, I'm sorry to interrupt. They did give me a potential amount. They just don't know yet what it's going to be, but they kind of gave a roundabout figure. So do you want me to share that with you?
Well, I guess we're not approving the dollar amount, right? Because
No.
we've already, they have a budget. Okay, no,
Yeah.
that's fine. I just wanted to,
Okay.
I guess just make sure they understood that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm good. I'm good with the list.
Okay, so I'll go ahead and make a motion to approve the list of presenters made by the November Heritage Month Committee. And I'll need a second.
Annette, second, the presenters list.
Okay, all those in favor? Aye, Deborah.
Annette.
I'm Matilda.
All right, thank you, ladies. Yvonne, if you could just email me that new updated list from Lino.
I will do that. Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to proceed to the announcements. October 27th, Governing Board Study Session at 5 p.m. November 4th, 18th, Rock Your Mocks. November 6th, 13th, 27th, Cultural Dress Up Day, Hair Bun Day. November 10th, Governing Board Meeting at 5. November 11th, Veterans Day, no school. November 23rd to the 27th will be Thanksgiving break. And if I'm correct, November 3rd, we go back to Mountain Standard Time. I think it's November 3rd. Just an FYI. And I'll make a motion. Or Annette, Matilda, do you guys have anything else you'd like to say before we close the meeting?
No,
I'm good.
Okay. I would like to say one more thing. I would prefer we go back to our teleconferences, considering that I don't think it's fair to Genevieve that she's not allowed to participate due to a disadvantage of not having internet service, and that thing can't proceed unless we have a quorum of 3 and keep dropping signals and phone calls. So Are you guys okay with that? Matilda?
I agree with Deborah. Yes, I would rather have Genevieve involved.
Yeah, I do too.
Hello. Hello.
Hi,
This
Alice.
is
Go
Alice
ahead.
Finale from Jlm office. I just wanted to go over some themes. Maybe I've been listening since your meeting started. Your 39,000 that's left over that's been turned back into the Navajo Nation. We have not decided how those monies are going to be redistributed. We sent a letter down to our financial services to see if we can do a one-time grant again, a second phase. So that's still in the process, okay? And then your needs assessment, you don't need to do one now because you have a 2-year grant. So you can start planning in the spring 2021. And I can't even read my own writing. Okay, your budget, try to spend as much as you can for this second year budget because you're going to be closing December 31st. So as much as you can, try to spend. That's what we're telling our subcontractors. And then your one-time grant that was submitted back in when Miss Goetson was still there for $579.37. That one-time grant is still sitting on our desk, and we need to decide who and when we're going to negotiate on that contract. So we need that as soon as possible. And then the last one that I have, I can't even read my own writing. So those are some of the comments that I took while I was listening to your meeting. Oh, monitoring. Monitoring, you can do it online because of the COVID-19. We are stressing that not to have, a contact, human to human contact as much as possible. So if possible, if your monitoring can be arranged virtual online, and that's what we're going to be doing from our office. Our first virtual online monitoring is going to be the last week of October with Window Rock School District, and we're going to see how it comes out. So we highly recommend the online virtual monitoring. So that was about probably the only things that I noted on my listening in. Are there any questions?
Yes, I have one question, Alice. Thank you for your comments. For the negotiations, can I propose that Yvonne and I do a Zoom meeting with you for the negotiation?
It won't be only just me. It'll be your senior accountant, which is Elrita Harvey, myself, and our program manager, Eleanor Thomas, and preferably your business manager, because we're really it's in the financial portion that we really need to have your business manager, your superintendent, if possible, involved in the negotiation. So right now we're hanging on to the one-time grant that was submitted way back in, I don't remember when, early spring. And
Yeah, a while.
with all this commotion going on, we just put it on hold.
Okay.
So that grant needs to, it needs to get moving because the deadline for that grant is going to be December, and we're in the process of requesting for an extension for another year on the one-time grant because a lot of our subcontractors that were awarded a one-time grant, they haven't spent a lot of money because of the COVID-19. So if you get your one-time grant submitted and we negotiate, we get it through the process, we are hoping for another year extension. So we're working on that. We got the letter out to our finance people to see if they can give us another year extension to at least December 2021.
Okay, our superintendent's on our Zoom meeting at the moment. Superintendent Allen, would you be able to make the negotiation meeting via, I'm assuming it's going to be via Zoom, Alice?
Yes, exactly. And you need to give us a time when you're able to do it. So myself and the senior accountant and the program manager will all be on the Zoom with your
Okay.
business manager, your superintendent, at least one IEC member, and Miss Yvonne.
Okay, so.
And then look at the grant that was submitted. If you need to make changes before we negotiate, by all means do it. And it was submitted for 49,000. If there's other things that you need to put into, because right now we're really pushing the subcontractors to concentrate on the technology area. What are the most needs the students need right now? Because when I was listening to your meeting throughout the evening, I heard a lot about the hotspots that are missing, internets that, that the students aren't getting available services. So that's where we're telling our subcontractors to really concentrate on the technological needs that the students need with this online virtual learning that they're going through. It's a new trend and it's scary for everybody, but we need to meet the students' needs.
Okay, all right. I'm so
So
thankful that you could clear that.
yeah,
up.
so it's not, we're not holding you to 49,000. You can go over that amount. That was just the threshold. I can't even talk. I'm getting sleepy. That we told Miss Goetson at that time, submit your plan, and then that's what she submitted. So go over the plan, see what what right now what the real needs are, like like you're saying, there's a lot of areas where there's no hotspots for the students. How can you meet that with this one-time grant?
Okay,
So
so
let our
Alice,
office know when we can all get together and negotiate on this one-time grant, because we're still holding it. And we're not saying that we're gonna shut Paige off. We're just hanging on to it until you tell us when you can come to the table and negotiate with us.
okay,
Okay?
Alice, I
Yeah.
have a question. So what we've already submitted and we decide to go a different route, would I have to resubmit that again and then we would negotiate that?
Yes.
Okay.
So by all means, make a
Okay.
change to it. This is a good time to make a change because
Yes.
you will be looking at your most needs. What are the needs now?
Yes.
And look
Okay.
at it. If the IC thinks there should be a change, what is the number one priority that they're looking at with this one-time grant? By all means, you can change the plan. Okay, make sure your education plans are in place, your budget, I think those are the most needed areas that the forms that you need to include, and you can contact Elrita and she'll tell you which forms to include. Okay.
Okay.
Alice,
All right. Yeah.
Alice, one question. Correct me if I'm wrong. Did you say that we could increase the amount from the 49,000?
By all means, yes, because we got to spend that money.
Oh, okay. Yvonne,
We're
did you?
not holding you to 49,000. If you up it up to 70,000. But the bottom line is you have to prove to us that those are your needs.
Yes.
Okay.
All right.
All
Okay.
right.
So
Thank you.
work
Alex.
on it and
Yes.
get it to us and set up what date we can all get together. Your superintendent, your IEC, Yvonne, your coordinator, and then the three of us from our office, our program manager, Ms. Thomas, myself, and Elrita, your senior accountant. So I think you're the only school district that we haven't processed, start moving the one-time grant yet.
Oh, okay. We will definitely get.
I'm sorry to put more work on you, but
No, it's good. It's good. We really need this. Thank you, Alice.
Yes.
okay. All right.
Students.
So just
Thanks, Al.
concentrate on that area, and then, like I said, monitoring. By all means, if you can set up, online virtual monitoring, do it that in that technique instead of going in person, because it's really a risky area to go in person.
Thank you for clarifying or clearing that up, Alice.
Okay. And then your leftover money, the 39,000, like I said, we sent a letter down to the financial services with the Navajo Nation, asking them if we could use that unspent money that came in from each school district, each subcontractors, to give that money back to them and have them do another one-time grant. So kind of like maybe plan for that 39,000 that Yvonne brought up, where you feel like that money should go.
Mhm.
So you have your one-time grant that was submitted that you need to finalize, and the second one will be that 39,000. Just have it what they call in the Navajo chapter shovel ready.
I actually have heard that term before. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
I'm trying to listen to the World Series and at the same time listen to your meeting.
All right. Well,
Okay.
thank you so much, Alice.
All right. Okay. I know I should not be coming into your meeting. We were only recommended to listen in, but I wanted to get these clarifications to you.
No, we greatly appreciate you being here on the meeting and giving us the information that is needed. It's good to know that we both have the same goals in mind pertaining to students and
Yes.
needing for safety and excelling. But thank you so
Okay.
much, Allison.
All right.
Thank you.
Okay,
We'll have
so don't worry about the needs assessment. Wait till the 2021, because you have this 2-year grant. Maybe start working on it until like February or March. Maybe by then the pandemic will slow down. You will be able to do, person to person survey, or how you conduct your needs assessment.
Okay. All right.
All
Well,
right.
All
Okay.
right. Thank you, Alice. Have a good
Yes.
evening.
Yeah. Good night.
Good night. Well, that was a lot of information. Wonderful information. I feel like I should jump up and down right now. Matilda, Annette, were you guys able to get the information from Alice?
Yes, I'm so glad that she clarified the survey, the needs assessment.
Yeah, she clarified a lot. I'm glad she was listening in on it. Okay. So we might be meeting sooner than our next meeting, November 18th. But I'll get together with Yvonne.
Is that for the heritage stuff?
No,
or is that for the grant?
That's for the grant.
Okay.
We need to speed this up as quickly as we can. as soon as we can.
Do we need to plan another meeting for anything on the heritage side?
Unless I'm sure they're going to have to start submitting for incentives or whatever they're planning to give out for if they're doing any type of, the last I heard they were going to do like a coloring contest and things of that sort. So yes, they do need to submit some fund requests for incentives if they plan on doing anything with their consultant expenses.
Yeah, usually we have them in.
So, yeah.
So this is,
I'd like to meet with Jeannie Wood and see where we can go with that money too, and then propose something. Because right now I need input as to what the needs are. And I know it is hot spots. I know it is, you know, I mean, Jeannie's on right now. Jeannie, do you have any?
Yes, thank you. I was happy to hear all the information that Alice shared as well. We already have a scheduled meeting tomorrow with Yvonne, myself, and Vindy to discuss the needs moving forward with this. We will absolutely get the ball rolling in resubmitting the grant. And we're very excited to hear, because everything that they mentioned in terms of the technology is a great need, as we've heard within our district. So we're excited about the opportunity and anxious to get going with that, as well as the additional $39,000 that it sounds like we have the opportunity to meet and discuss that further as well. So very happy to hear that.
okay, keep in mind that we can also, for the one-time grant, it can be
Yeah, and
graded.
let's aim high on that. Sorry.
What was that, Annette?
I think we lost. I think we lost her again.
I'm gonna say can you hear me?
We can hear you.
Can you guys hear me? Hello?
Yes.
Yes.
Hello? 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 Can you hear me?
Yes, we can hear you, Annette.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay. I was gonna say, let's aim high for that grant. I mean, what does she say? 78, 79,000?
Yeah, I agree. I mean, let's just do that. And then when we meet at the table, then we can negotiate.
Again, we will base that upon our needs, but it was nice to hear that we have the flexibility to extend beyond. We do have an idea of what that needs to look like. But again, when we have more clarity on that, that's nice to hear. But yes, we will take our needs into consideration and ask for what we need. So,
yes.
That's good. That's really good news. Thank you, Jeannie. Thank you for joining us this evening and participating in the meeting.
Thank you for letting me listen in.
Yvonne?
Yes.
I'll go ahead and get with you tomorrow, and we'll start planning dates on what's needed.
I do want to make one other mention. I'm glad Jeannie reminded me, but I will be sitting in with her and Vindy, and we are they're going to give me an idea what the Title VI money, what they want to do with that. There was 90,000 left over that they can, so they're going to share that with me tomorrow, and I will make sure to share with you.
Okay. I'll give you a call tomorrow, and we can just go. In the meantime, if you could tell the presenter or the committee for the November Native American Heritage Month, if they can get those fund requests into you as soon as possible, because I know that has to be processed, and then the items have to be purchased, and it can take a while, and I'd hate for our students who are participating in these activities having to wait for their prizes continue into next year. So if we could get those fund requests
Will do.
But if there's anything else, I'm going, Annette, Matilda, is there anything else?
No, I don't.
No,
have
I'm
anything.
good.
Okay, I'm gonna make a motion. Yvonne, I'm sorry. Is there anything else that you needed to?
No, I think we're good.
I'm gonna make a motion to adjourn our meeting at 9:28.
Or 8:28.
Oh, 8:20. I know. I'm so ready for our time to reflect each other. This time traveling is wearing me out. And can I get a second?
I'll second that. This is Matilda.
Thank you, Mathilda. All in favor, say aye. Aye, Deborah.
I'm
Bye,
Matilda.
Annette.
Okay, 0 opposed, 0 abstained, motion carried. We are adjourned. Thank you. Thank you, everyone who's participated. Thank you, everybody who took the time to participate in the meeting and with your information. And have a good evening, and we'll see you at the next meeting. Good night, Matilda. Good night, Annette. Good night, Yvonne.
Good night, everybody.
Good
Night.
night. Thank you.
All right, thank you.
Thank you.